Hi, back to Miranda's Cauldron. In honor of the full moon, yes, I'm still doing my regular streams with my tarot cards, runic cards, Moonology cards, animal cards. But my guest was able to pop in today. So here she is. And I'll let her introduce herself.
Hey
You can do your
everyone,
little intro.
I'm Luna. I am a blind tarot reader, dark poet, and fantasy writer. You can check out my channel, Luna's Mist of Lights, where I do videos about tarot, magic, and writing. And I'm also co-host writer of Enchanting Tales with my sister, Lauren Adele.
Getting cute. And I've put a little comment in the chat if anyone's here and wanting to have a tarot card for yourself, just comment in the chat. And those are the cards I have available today: the Witch's Tarot, Light Seer deck, Mystical Cats, and the Gilded. But in the meantime, when we're waiting to see if anyone pops in, if I'm reading the little symbol up above with the little eye, it's 0. So I'm thinking probably nobody's here, but that's okay because I'm going to draw my Moonology cards because it's good for me for practice. Even though the Moonology cards are pretty self-explanatory, it's the tarot cards that you need the practice on. So I'll spread the cards. This one is the Oracle deck, and there's the little book that came with it. And it is, interesting. It's the full moon in Capricorn. The end of a type cycle approaches. Well, I hope that means the winter is over because it's been a rough winter for me.
Yeah, I think we're all done with snow.
Yeah, exactly. Winter, go away, come back in December.
Next year.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Full moon in Capricorn. Okay, I keep skipping it. Oh, right, because it's at the end. Okay, here we go. Attune to the moon. Release, control, and trust the universe. A professional project may be ending now. Admit if you have been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives. It's time to stop fearing the worst. Interesting. Then I will draw the manifestation cards. The back of the Oracle deck is just the moon cycle.
That's pretty.
And in navy but the manifestation card, if you like pinks and purples, it's a very pretty card. That's the back of that deck. I need to do something with my desk if I'm going to be doing this because there's just not enough room. It's strange because it's a rather large desk, but I also have a very wide collection of rocks and crystals, and some of it is on my desk.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of hard when you do tarot cards and you have no room to pull them.
Yeah. And another full moon in Sagittarius. See the bigger picture. And it'd be interesting to know, I don't follow which full moon this is other than it's the full moon in February. So it might be not Aries.
Nope.
Because I know Pisces is next in the zodiac.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with the way that the other.
Let's see. I know Capricorn is the beginning of the year, which is January.
Oh, yeah, that's January. So we probably still are. No, because I think it's the end. Because my daughter's a Capricorn, and I think it's the first half of January and the last half of December. So it's
I should notice.
Let's see. Aquarius. Yeah, right now we're in Aquarius.
Yep.
Okay, what else does the book say about full moon in Sagittarius?
Yeah, I should have known that. It's my sister's sign. I should have known that.
Sagittarius. Oh, here we go. Okay. Manifesting balance. Find a balance between saying what needs to be said and saying too much. So they're both actually reminding us about balance. In your manifestation affirmation, I know that I am blessed and I love my life within that knowing. So those are those two cards. Do you want to draw a tarot card
Sure.
from your deck?
So, this is where I keep my tarot deck in. I got it from a shop called Ascend in Salem.
Oh, in Salem?
Yep.
I visited Salem with my parents and my kids. My kids were maybe 8 and 10.
Okay.
They were quite young. And we went into Lori Cabot's store, and my daughter, she looked around, she was just in awe. And then she saw a picture of her in the store, and she says, "Mom, you have one of her books." So she was pretty happy that she recognized, and she says, "So what can I get?" And I said, "Well, you look around and you'll see something that you like." Well, we both ended up getting pendulums there and earrings.
Oh, cool.
She got, I can't remember what earrings she got. They weren't pentagrams. I think they were the triquetra. Oh, and we have someone here. Hello, Raven. I just drew 2 Moonology cards, and Luna is going to be drawing a tarot from her deck, and then I will draw one of my own. And if you're interested in having a card drawn for you, comment in the chat, and I listed the cards that I have available.
Just get my deck organized first. Looks like standard. But this is the card I drew. I have the Fairy Jargon deck. 2. And on the back of all my cards, I have it brailled since I have trouble seeing them.
Ooh, that's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Are they bigger than normal tarot? They look bigger.
I'm not sure.
But it could be just the camera.
Yeah. 5 of Wands. And so I'm still kind of new when it comes to reading, so I don't know what that means.
I'm the same way. I've been like my first deck was probably 20, like probably 2000 and 5 or 6, and I still use the guide. I use like I kind of like instinctively. Sometimes some of the cards speak to me, others not as much. So I
Like
still use the card.
I'm better with the major kana. It's the minor I have to look up a lot of times. So 5 of Wands suggests that there has formed a conflict in one's life, and that there may be existing conflict or one that is brewing and may eventually come to pass.
Nice. Okay, so Raven, is there a particular deck you want? I have the Witch's Tarot, Cats, the Light Seer deck. When you're deciding, I'm just going to shuffle the cats.
There you go. Stay.
The cat, Mystical Cats card deck was gifted to me by my daughter-in-law's mom. Cats. Okay, I will do cats. This is the back of the deck. Like I was saying, this deck was gifted to me by my son's mother-in-law. We have a lot of similarities. She also gifted me the cat wisdom cards, and she has kind of like a rock store, and she gets in
cool.
occult things as well. And I got my Moonology deck from her there, as well as the Light Seer deck, except the Light Seer deck that she had did not come with the guide. And, well, I kind of needed the guide. Yeah. So I found the Light Seer deck online, and they were the pocket size. So that was fun. So now I have 2 decks for that. Okay, so
do you think it's better to be gifted decks or to buy them yourselves?
What was that?
Do you think it's better to buy your own decks or have them given to you as a gift?
I believe in both. I like to pick up my own. I have been gifted this one from my friend, and my daughter got me the Buffy, the Vampire Slayer deck.
Oh, nice. Which
is kind of was nice because that was one of the shows we watched together. But I really can't get into that deck. Maybe because it's kind of, I don't know, it's almost like a joke. So I just don't see it as well as I probably should. But yeah, I believe in both. You can buy your own, you can get them gifted. I also, when I read cards for other people, that I don't like it when they touch my cards. So it's like, no, you can't touch my cards. So, and I used to read for a couple of, I guess you can call them acquaintances, that they insisted, because they've had their cards read elsewhere, and they were able to cut the cards and touch the cards. And so I usually, if I'm reading for them, I don't, like, I use just like a random. I usually use the gilded cards for them, because it doesn't matter as much. But for my cats and my Witch's Tarot, I've only ever let my daughter touch them when I'm reading for her. My mom, like, there has to be a serious connection between us. Right. And my daughter-in-law, she's been able to, like, when I read her cards, I get her to cut them for me, and same with her mom. But anyone else is like, no, you can't touch my cards. I
get that. You don't want their auras or anything mixed with your guts.
And that's exactly what I feel. Like, even if you can cleanse them, but it's still not the same as if someone else is touching them. So this is the card I got for Raven, the Ace of Sky. And the sky for the cats are air, which is, I do believe in most decks, it is the same as swords, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because swords are like for obstacles.
Well, it depends on the deck. In my deck, it's wands. So wands and swords both mean fire and air. Depending on the deck. So there's a lot of confusion between those two.
Yeah, and in this book, it's the same as the swords. So swords will be obstacles. And since it's the first, it's the beginning of the obstacles and hardships, so they may not be as troublesome. Has, say, like 7 or 8 of them. And it's usually, aces are usually with the beginnings. So I'll just see what other stuff the book says. And it's cute because it gives you the cat's advice. This is a time when your mind is alert and perceiving clearly. Use this clarity to ascertain the proper course of action and steer away from harmful choices. And I know a lot of people read them inverted or upright. I tend to just always read them upright.
All right, I do both.
Okay, let's go into the chat because there is some chat happening. Okay, and Lauren also wants hers, which is really funny because I always get you two mixed up. I thought it was Lauren, the one was into tarot, and I was talking to you about Lauren, but it's like, oh no, it's the opposite. So I'm not even sure who I have for Saturday as the guest.
It's still me, I think. We'll see.
Yeah, I can't remember. And they do come in different sizes. That is correct. The Light Seer deck, I have the pocket size. And it's like this size. And this is the average size of my other cards.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the pocket decks.
And then I also have a different size for the Light Seer deck. And it's kind of in between the two. Like it's not as big, but it's almost.
Yeah.
So they're like a little bit smaller. Okay, there's hellos. And here's a question. Would you ever create your own tarot deck? Personally, no. For one thing, I'm not very artistic when it comes to things like that. But however, saying that a couple years ago for Christmas, my son and daughter-in-law bought me a deck of tarot cards that you color.
Oh, nice.
Like it's already there. So it's instead of coloring in a coloring book, you're coloring the tarot cards, which was different.
It's pretty cool.
I bought markers for them, but have I colored them in yet? No. Not yet.
So I'm not artsy at all, so probably not made my tarot deck. However, I am working on making a cookbook where it's like a bunch of recipes for drinks and food that are based on the tarot.
Oh, that's fun. In my story ideas, I have a story idea based on some of the tarot cards, but it's just kind of still in my head, so it's nothing on paper yet. Which is probably good because I already have 3 different series on the go. So I'm like, okay, I want to finish 2 of my books that, like, if they're almost ready to be published. So maybe then that way, then I'll go back to having 1 book drafting and then 1 book revising.
But yeah, it's a dream of mine to have like a tarot cafe. That's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, Raven says, my dad says that they should be gifted, but you should also have a connection to your deck. And that is a good point. You need that connection. I know my first deck that I got was based on the Roman and Greek mythology. Because at the time, like I remember growing up, I was interested in Roman and Greek mythology. But when I got the deck and going through them and trying to learn them and everything, they didn't speak to me. It's like, no, I can't do this. So I just got other decks. And I don't use them anymore.
Yeah, my first deck was an elemental deck. But I
Is the
found
what?
out that no, I don't have anymore because I found out that I was missing half the cards in it when I got it. So I was
Oh.
having trouble doing readings.
Hmm.
Well, the whole concept that each one was a different element. Then I got this fairy that I'm using that in her sense.
The size of a debit card. So I guess that's more like the pocket size. Because I'm thinking this is probably about the size of a debit card. It is, let's see, I'll get my ruler. It is, okay, do I do inches or centimeters? Inches, it's about 3.5 by 1. I mean, by 2 inches. So, yeah. So, in centimeters, that would be 5 centimeters by 9 centimeters. A coffee shop with tarot, yes. Coffee mages everywhere. Everything makes mages everything better. That's funny. Yeah, I've only had my cards read a few times. When we were living in Alberta, we went to like a home show or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody there reading tarot. And I did get a 5-card card draw because my husband said, "Oh, you should go get them. Get your cards read." And I'm like, "Well, I can read my own cards. Why would I get someone else to read them for me?" And he says, "Oh, that'll be fun." And I'm like, "Okay, like you're gonna spend the money that I would actually pay on a deck, but okay." And it was different having someone else read it for me. And I know that I would read them for my mom, and she has 3 daughters. And every time I would draw her cards, I would get the 3 of Cups. Every single time. And she died probably 7 years ago. And on her birthday, I would continue reading her cards. And I would still get that 3 of Cups every single time. Until after my granddaughter was born. My son's little girl, she's just about 8 months old. So that August, I read my mom's cards again, and I did not get the 3 of Cups. I drew them the next day, and I got the 3 of Cups for myself. So I feel that the 3 of Cups now represents my daughter, my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter. Yeah, and then I just found out last night that my daughter is having a girl.
Oh,
so I'm like, okay, am I going to start getting like what's that 3 of Cups going to represent now when I have the 2 girls plus the granddaughter, 2 granddaughters? So it'd be interesting to see how that changes.
Yeah, I gotten mine read a couple of times, but the funny thing is we learned that me and Lauren can't get readings back to back because they'll mix us up during readings. I mean, I've learned how to do readings for us separate, but yet a lot of other tarot readers don't know how to separate us.
And you're not twins?
No, we're Irish twins, but we're not.
You think if you were twins, it would be?
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys share the same birthday?
Yes.
Oh. That could be why. Because you share a birthday, so maybe because and then you share cards.
Maybe. But I've learned how to do readings where I can separate the 2 of us and not mix up the cards. But like I said, a lot of other tarot readers haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Huh. Okay, so it'd be interesting. I'm going to draw a card for Lauren. I'll use the gilded cards. And then I'll draw a cards for you and from a different deck and see if it's the same card. That would be interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
Same day a year, part. Wow. Yeah, my granddaughter will my second granddaughter would be born about 13 months after my first one.
Oh wow.
Okay. And this one is sticking out, so I'll use this card. And it is the 8 of Cups. And of course, cups are with emotions. And I would say with the images that I'm seeing is you're tired, emotion, like almost exhausted, but not really. You just feel like you are, because there's only 3 cups that are empty that's fallen, like that's lying down, and 5 of them are not. But the character is also looking away from the cups. So let's see what the handy dandy book says for that. Because it's always fun to compare the two. Okay, we have 8. Yes, 8. Oh, the word most associated with this card is abandonment. That makes sense, considering that you're looking, like the character is looking away from the cards. Which represents the emotional investment given previously. Just as this card shows, you now turn your back on the situation and walk away, as it is no longer fulfills you. Therefore, it shows abandoning something through disappointment. However, it is your choice, which makes sense, because you always have a choice. Okay, so I'm going to put those cards away and draw the Witch's Tarot for you and see if it's the same card or
similar.
Yeah. Kind of like with the Moonology cards, they were both with balance.
Right.
I guess I should probably pull this down a little bit. Okay. Spread the cards. And we've got... Nope. Similar to the first card. We've got Ace of Wands. And the first one was Ace of Sky. So just like the ace on the other card, it's for new beginnings. And Wands is for creativity. So beginning of a new project, perhaps. So I would say they're not similar, personally.
Well, I think how that you did 2 different dots when they all use the same dots. I think that also helps.
Oh, it only happens when you use the same deck?
Yeah, they would use the same dot for readings. I think that also didn't help with them messing up their readings for that reason.
Okay. So this card shows creative fire or energy that cannot be contained and now is bursting forth in bloom. Helps to reveal the creative path or career path that you are on. New beginnings, power. So I guess I was pretty accurate with that. Some of them I'm pretty good at. Other ones I'm like, what? Where did that come from? Okay, Lauren says, interesting. I do feel like a people pleaser. Maybe that's the tired aspect. That makes sense. That you're just so tired of making sure everyone is happy and stuff like that. A new project, yes. A shiny new project. And of course, it doesn't necessarily be writing. It could be anywhere from painting, poetry, baking. I do know I'm supposed to be baking today. We'll see if I bake after this. I probably do have time because I babysit kids after school and they'll be here in a couple hours. So will have time to bake those brownies. that I was supposed to bake a while ago
Well, you
that I
said your
haven't
standard
done.
are being set, so
Mm. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to draw the animal spirit card. Brownies are yummy. My son, when he was living at home, he'd always make brownies.
I feel like brownies are easy to do too.
Yeah, I think I've been talking too much. My throat is getting really, really sore. Okay, so the tarot, the animal spirit is the hawk. And let's see what the hawk needs to say. I don't remember what any of the animal spirit cards.
That is a cool deck, though. Do you feel like there's any animals that you are drawn to, like as a spirit guide or familiar?
Definitely the owl and the wolf, any kind of wildcats. But those are my main. How about you?
Definitely a wolf and also a raven.
Okay, hawk is watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. When in balance, sees clearly, intuitive. When out of balance, sees too much, suspicious. To bring into balance, perspective shift.
Another bounce card.
Yeah, exactly. You got to balance it out. And that's what I like about this deck is what, like, I'll show you. I'll draw another one. And it's all the same type of what to do if you're out of balance and what it's to do when it's in balance. And this one is the gazelle. And I have yet to draw the gazelle. I've drawn the hawk a few times, but that's the first time for the gazelle. Such a pretty animal. And I wish in the book, like they separate them into the earth, air, fire, water, and
Right.
for spirit. But within each category, they're not separated.
What?
They're not in alphabetical order. So you got to go through all of them until you
Right, to
find the
find the
card that
one.
you need.
That's annoying.
Yeah, because you think they'd be in alphabetical order. So the gazelle is heightened awareness and ability and vulnerable. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, artistic. When out of balance, food allergies, insomnia, racy mind. To bring into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, good food. Huh. So out of balance is you've got food allergies. And to bring it into balance, good food. Interesting how that is. So I'm also requesting a tarot reading from you.
Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's say we got this card.
It's pretty.
Just... Okay. So that is the pentacles or coins. Depends where you want it. Oh, 10 of coins or pentacles. I'll read the brown on the back. And 1 second left to go. So, pentacles or coins is usually associated with the earth. And represents a mature man with power and wisdom. And it can also mean prosperity, abundance, and attainment.
Just wonder if that's a reminder I should call my dad this week.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I normally only do half an hour, and my throat, like I said earlier, is getting pretty sore. So we'll just do our outros. And
Okay.
I will probably still do my stream on my tarot stream again on Saturday. I believe it is at what time? It's at 5 Eastern. Are you still able to come back for that one?
I'm hoping. I do have an appointment, but I'm hoping to be back by then.
Okay. Well, if you're able to come pop in, that'd be great, because I probably still do it because I need to practice more tarot, and it seems like this is a good place to do it. So you can do your outro, then I'll do mine.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. This was entertaining. Like you, I definitely need more practice with my tarot deck because it's been a while. But I am Luna. You can find me on YouTube and Instagram as Luna's Mist of the Lights. On Instagram as Luna's Frost, which is my pen name. And I do tarot, dark poetry, and fantasy as well.
Okay. I'm Miranda, also Rita H when I go to other people's sprints. I host writing sprints on normally Monday and Thursdays around 11 a.m. Eastern. And I write young adult, urban fantasy, paranormal because of witches and elementals. I have nothing published as of yet, but that's my goal for 2025.
Yay.
And I will see you all here on Thursday for my normal writing sprints. Bye for now.